Tonight I'm out here with Rudy in El Mirage, Arizona. Rudy, how old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
Rudy, how long have you been using blues?
For about 2 years now.
So you started when
Sadly.
you were about 16?
Yes, sir. About 16, turning 17.
And how'd you get started with that? What was the reason?
Really was just hanging around like people that I grew up with. We're sitting around. Of course, we were just smoking our weed at first. But didn't think that was too much. Didn't think I'd never really thought it'd lead me on to something like this. But yeah, just I always noticed we'd be smoking weed and he'd come back smelling kind of different. I'd be like, wow, okay, he's doing something different now. I noticed that one of my friends that I was hanging out with was doing something different. I'd really hang out with him almost like every day, almost, like he'd come by whenever he could, and it just, I don't know, it just, out of nowhere, I'm starting doing the same thing that he's doing. I'm starting to get curious about what's going on, what he's doing, and it's just blues just happened to be the worst thing out, and I didn't happen to know that when I started it. And it's just these blues ain't nothing to play with. It's just nothing but bad news, and it's not something that any of us really enjoy doing. I don't know anybody that really enjoys doing it. I just wish I know there's treatment out there. I know there's that and all that, but I've tried it, and it's just you gotta have that will, that faith. You gotta really want it, and I'm just hoping, nothing happens, before that I can, really get to that, point.
Does your family know that you're doing blues? How do they feel about that?
I don't really hope they don't know, but I try to keep that, not something that everybody really knows, Try to keep that aside, but they know, like, if I do have a problem, I do need treatment,
And
but
how do you make money to support your habit?
I usually panhandle, I try to get a little bit of money just to try to get something to, eat during the morning. I get me something to eat, and then if I have a little bit extra money, I go get me a little, a blue or two. But I make sure I do get my priorities first, and I do make sure I at least eat every day, at least once or twice a day.
And where did you sleep last night?
I slept at the Chante with my family. Well, not my family, but they were my mom's side of the family where I grew up with, so I ended up falling in with them.
So the Chante, your family's house.
Yes.
So you're not totally homeless, so you're kind of staying with family for now?
Well, yeah, it's like not a set place, but if I need to sleep there, he would let me stay there. That's the only reason. Like if I need to go somewhere to sleep, I don't. Like, if I'm too scared to be out here or anything, he will let me sleep there. But sometimes, it ain't always pretty. He'll let me sleep there sometimes. Sometimes he won't. But I'm hoping, and most of the time I'd be on his good side.
Rudy, do you think you've hit rock bottom or not yet?
I think damn near just about. Yeah.
Because before the video, I was asking you if you're like ready for treatment, if I offered to take you, and how do you feel about that?
Just like that's because I've experienced treatment 2 times, and I don't know, I see a real big point in it, and it's just like I just see, like, if you're like not completely ready, because just don't put yourself through that, because it's just like, just wait till you're ready to do that, to just don't put yourself through that if you're just go through that all over again, That's how I think about it.
Out here in El Mirage, how big is this problem with blues, just drug dependency? Is it something big out here?
Out here in El Mirage, I'm not too familiar with right here, but I usually hang around in Youngtown.
Youngtown?
Yeah, and it's just like wow, it's just like baffling out there.
You're like really young. Where do you want to be when you stop doing this, when you hit rock bottom and you go to treatment and you're done with treatment, you're clean? What do you want to be doing?
I want to be doing school. You know, I want to be,
What was that?
having a job. I want to be doing school, like having a job at least, a stable job, and just like doing the right things again. And I want like what I want. My long-term goal is to be a pharmacist. So I wanted to get started on the first of schooling. That'd be nice.
Your long-term goal is to be a pharmacist.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think that's a good goal, but you need to go, first off, you need to get off of this,
Yes, sir.
right?
Of course.
Because pills are dangerous, right? There's people that are overdosing every single day. So doesn't that scare you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and the violence out here, living out here, this lifestyle, I'm sure you're not really healthy, you're not eating right, you're not sleeping right. It's dangerous, violence. So I'm glad you have goals and dreams to become a pharmacist, but you need to set that in motion. You need to start taking steps to get there.
Yes, sir.
So it's good that you have goals and ambitions, but just remember you need to start working towards that, because 18 turns into 28 really fast,
Yes, sir.
right? The past 2 years for you have gone really fast, right?
Yes, sir.
When you started blues, because every day it's a cycle of the same thing. Would you say?
That's right.
So with that being said, Rudy, as I mentioned before we started recording, the purpose of this channel is to create prevention through awareness.
Yes, sir.
So by you sharing your story of how you started and how you're living now, you're gonna help other youngsters to not be out here,
Yes, sir.
right? And not making the choices you've made. So with that being said, what would you advise young people that recently started this or are thinking about trying it? What would you tell them?
I would say, definitely just say no to drugs, really, and just stay in school, get that education, because that's all that is important in this life. Keep your family close, and just really just stay off all these blues. And stay off of just drugs, period.
Rudy, I'm gonna say thank you very much for opening up, being vulnerable, and sharing your life with us, because I firmly believe that somebody's gonna watch this out there and gonna decide not to live like this.
Yes, sir.
So you should be proud of yourself. Your family should be proud. I'm gonna stay in touch with you. I'm gonna give you my information so that when you're ready to go to treatment, you can reach out to me, and hopefully that's soon, because of everything we spoke of, the dangers, right?
Yes, sir.
So I think you're bright. I think you're a courageous young man, and you have a future to fulfill, but it's not out here, okay?
Yes, sir.
So thank you very much, Rudy. Be careful.
Yes, sir.